So next up, guys, it is Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title. And I'm going to be honest with you, this match is actually pretty freaking good. I enjoy this one a lot. Rhea has, she's got to win this freaking thing, right? I mean, she had the best year in terms of female athletes, I think. She's definitely like one of the best female wrestlers. She's definitely the highlight of the Judgment Day, I think. And I don't know, she just needs this win. I mean, you can't have like all these things that they've been doing with her and pushing her and stuff and then not have her win this match, right? But we'll see. They show a video of Rhea winning the Rumble and the culmination of this entire freaking feud. And Charlotte's great, but she, there's just something about her. She's definitely lost something. And I'm not saying she's not good in the ring, but she's definitely lost something with the crowd. And I don't know if it's just because she doesn't wrestle as much or, she's been injured or I don't really know what it is. I just feel like it's really hurt her that she's been gone and then she came back. And I don't know, the crowd's kind of turned on her a little bit. And if you guys remember on SmackDown, I think it was actually this last SmackDown where she kind of like went against the fans and the fans were booing her. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, Rhea comes out first. Love her freaking intro. She walks down the ramps. At one point, she's like, "This is mommy's time," Let's hope so, right? So next up is Charlotte Flair. She looks like a freaking megastar coming out. She has the crown, the whole freaking robe and stuff. She looks like a freaking queen, right? So this match should be freaking good. I'm not a fan of women's wrestling, but both these girls are like the best that both companies really have to offer, AEW and WWE. So I'm expecting this one to be good. Rhea gets announced first. She gets a nice pop. Charlotte comes out, and then she kind of gets a mixed reaction, though. I was kind of surprised by that whole thing. I really thought she would come out and get a nice pop because it's WrestleMania, but she get a mixed reaction. So, but these girls, that's the difference between this and the 6-woman tag match, is that these girls were actually getting some responses, whereas like the 6-woman tag match, there wasn't much response at all, which was kind of sad. But anyway, guys, the bell rings, and here we go. They lock up, and Charlotte slaps Rhea to the back of the head, just kind of playing some mind games with her. Rhea with a shoulder tackle, and then she actually did the whole like "suck it" taunt to her, which I thought was great. She actually did that to a fan too. That's pretty cool. Charlotte with a shoulder tackle and a clothesline to Rhea, and Rhea goes over the top rope. And then we get some woo chants, right? Good old Ric Flair. It's kind of sad that we didn't see Ric Flair. That would have been cool. If Charlotte came out and Ric Flair like introduced her or something, that would have been cool. Because, Ric Flair's getting to that point where it's like we might not see him as much anymore. He's just getting so old. I would have liked to have seen Ric Flair here, but Rhea gets back in. She starts pushing Charlotte. Rhea pushes her into the corner. She argues with the referee a little bit, and then Charlotte starts to take over. Any kind of little misstep, you can't do that with Charlotte Flair, right? So Charlotte with a big boot. She goes up to the top, hits a crossbody, and freaking Rhea is hurting here. So Rhea ended up getting Flair in an electric chair, though, and she dropped Charlotte on the freaking top rope. And then we actually got some "Let's Go Rhea" chants. Go figure. The crowd really wanting Rhea to win this belt here. Now, Rhea throws Charlotte face first into the top turnbuckle, and she gets a 2 count. Rhea is just freaking dominating at this point. She gets a body scissors, and she's just like holding Charlotte down. She starts pounding her on the back, and I gotta be honest, guys, both girls are being super aggressive here, and I like it. Charlotte gets out, and, it just doesn't matter. Rhea starts delivering more forearms to the back, and Charlotte just keeps going down. Tons of freaking cheers for that. Man, Charlotte is not getting any love from the California crowd. Rhea with the German suplex, and she gets a 2 count again. Rhea picks her up. She drops Charlotte with a few clotheslines. Charlotte comes back and hits a few elbows, and then Rhea is actually rocked now. So Charlotte's starting to make a comeback. Then Charlotte starts getting some clotheslines of her own, and actually at this point, I think the crowd was booing a little bit. So Charlotte, what happened? Charlotte with some slaps, and now we get some more woo chants, right? So, man, she's just slapping Rhea a lot, too. I mean, that's one thing that gets Charlotte over is just doing some Ric Flair type chops, That's always good. Then she starts working over Rhea's legs. She's got to get that figure 8 on. Rhea is down, and Charlotte goes up to the top rope. She hits a crossbody, but Rhea actually rolled through it, picks her up, and went up for the freaking riptide. Rhea goes to hit it, but Charlotte reversed and hit a spike DDT, and man, was that good. That was like, again, some like RVD selling right there. When she spiked her, she was like totally vertical, fell down, and it was just freaking good. Charlotte gets a 2 count here, but it was freaking close. Like Rhea kicked out like barely. Charlotte now going for the figure four, and Rhea reverses it into a trap type pin, and she gets a 2 count. So both girls get up at the same time. They delivered, both actually get big boots in, and they knock each other out. So now both girls are out. The crowd's super into this match at this point. A lot of back and forth punches. Charlotte hits a trap over suplex, and then she does her kip up. And then the fans actually booed again. I was just surprised, like Charlotte's really been like giving her best effort, and the fans still are not getting behind her. So Charlotte goes up for the top rope, and she's trying to do a moonsault, but Rhea actually gets back to her feet. She goes up top, hits a massive freaking German suplex, and that was sweet. Crowd was actually standing for that one. Anytime you see like two people go up to the top rope, crowd's gonna stand because they want to see that big bump, right? Rhea pins Charlotte, and she kicks out right before the 3 count. Rhea gets a freaking backdrop in. Charlotte would actually land on her feet, though. I think she did like the whole thing. We see it all the time. You go for the backdrop, the person like flips behind you, lands on their feet. Yeah, no. The typical reversal for a backdrop. But anyway, Charlotte gets out. She gets on her feet. She hits the natural selection. Her finisher goes for the pin, and Rhea kicks out before the 3 count. So, guys, good stuff here. You can really see why these girls are on a different level. The stiff hits, the freaking moves that they pull off, it's just totally different. Rhea's on the outside. Charlotte runs at her, and Rhea just like sidesteps and throws her right into the ring steps. So Rhea gets her back into the ring, drives her like face first with like this weird face slam. I don't know what the hell you call that. And she got a 2 count. Rhea goes for the riptide one more time, and Charlotte gets out again and delivers a German suplex. And Rhea, just after that, man, she just looks tired. I mean, these girls have been going at it for a while now, and Rhea just, she looks like she's out of it. Anyway, Charlotte with another German suplex, and man, that was a rough landing. Those German suplexes were pretty rough. And speaking of rough, Charlotte goes for another, but Rhea actually reversed and hit her own German suplex, and freaking Charlotte landed right on her face. And it wasn't one of those things where we're like, oh, she might have landed on her face. No, she landed on her face, and it was pretty freaking bad. Rhea runs at Charlotte. She eats a freaking big boot, though, and Charlotte gets the 2 count. And then they actually showed a close-up of Charlotte's face, and she had some blood on her nose, so she definitely landed on her face pretty hard. But she actually looked pretty pumped up from it, so I guess it was a good thing. Rhea rolls up to the apron. Charlotte hits her with a big boot and just knocks her off the apron. Charlotte goes up top, hits her famous diving moonsault on Ripley, and Ripley is out. She picks Rhea up, throws her back into the ring, and she goes for the figure 8 again, and Rhea gets out again. Rhea pushes Charlotte towards the referee, and, Charlotte's like checking up on the ref, making sure she's okay. She didn't actually hit the ref, but she was just making sure because, she came really close to knocking her out. She turns around, Rhea takes advantage and nails the riptide. We get a 1, 2, and a kick out. Freaking Charlotte kicked out. Man, I really thought that was it, too. And nope, that's not it. Charlotte with a roll-up pin. Rhea kicks out. Another freaking close fall. Rhea drops her down, locks her in the freaking prison lock. And guys, I totally forgot about the prison lock. So when she hit the riptide and she didn't get the win, I thought maybe Charlotte might actually pull this thing off. But I was like, what else can Rhea do? She doesn't have a lot of big moves beside the riptide. But yeah, she's got the prison lock. So she gets Charlotte in the prison lock submission. Charlotte's in a lot of pain, but she does end up getting to the ropes. So Charlotte gets the push off. She pushes Rhea. And again, the referee almost gets knocked out again. So, but this time, Rhea runs at Charlotte. Charlotte sidesteps, hits a spear, goes for the pin, and this time Rhea kicks out. So, again, a lot of these freaking finishes and signature moves and a lot of kickouts. So then we get some back and forth shots. Both girls are pretty even here. We get the whole boo, yeah, from the crowd. And then we actually get the crowd cheering for Rhea again. So a big boot from Rhea, and Charlotte gets the figure 4 at some point, and she's trying to apply it or whatever, but she can't get the figure 8 in, and that's the real problem. So every time she tries to go for the figure 4, she ain't really locking it in. Well, now she freaking locks it in. She can't get the figure 8 in. So Rhea gets to the bottom rope. Charlotte is super freaking frustrated. This is like the third or fourth time she's tried to hit the figure 8 and she just can't get it. So Rhea's over on the apron. Charlotte drags her up to the top rope, and Charlotte's going for a slam, but Rhea actually slams her head on the ring post, and Charlotte is just out. She's like dangling off the freaking top rope, right? So Rhea gets behind her, and she goes up to the top with her and just hits a freaking top rope riptide. That was pretty cool. She gets the pinfall, and she gets the win, and guys, Rhea is the new freaking women's champion. I'm going to give credit to where it needs to be freaking due here. I mean, the freaking match was good. This is one of the best women's matches I've actually seen in a while, to be honest. I mean, AEW, I've seen a couple hardcore, matches that the girls have delivered, which are pretty freaking impressive. But as a typical, just basic standard women's wrestling match, this was actually pretty good. I'm really freaking glad Rhea won, though. She deserves it. She's definitely had the best year in terms of like female wrestlers. Just with Judgment Day, everything that she's done, I feel like she's just done so well. She's really like broken out this year. Well, I guess I should say last year, 2022, but even this year too. Good match, and Rhea's now the top dog in the freaking women's division, and now we can kind of see what she can do as champion. And it's always interesting in these situations because Rhea's like super popular right now, right? But it's one of those things where it's like, is she good chasing the belt, or is she gonna be good being the actual champion? And sometimes both. Some wrestlers, it's good both ways. They're good at chasing and being champ. Some people, it's good for them just to be the chaser, and they never really get the belt. I don't know. Sometimes, like everybody wants someone to be a champion. They finally get the belt, and then it's like, well, we've seen it, and now we don't really care. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like a Bianca Belair. Can I freaking speak? Bianca Belair situation where she won the belt, and she was still popular, but I feel like her popularity's kind of waned a little bit. And I think it's because she didn't really drop the title, and maybe that's the problem, to be honest. Maybe she was really good at chasing it, but I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with feuds and storylines and whatnot. But we'll see what Rhea can do here now that she's the champ. Let's see what she does with it. And let's see if Judgment Day still stays together or whatnot. I have no idea what's going to happen with that either. But anyway, guys, freaking great match. Again, Rhea freaking deserved it. Good freaking stuff. And again, one of the best women's matches I've seen in a while. So, good.